Hello Gemini, thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, we're using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is spelled R-E-I-S-C-H. Alright. Relationship first, single second, Gemini. Oracle cards come out where needed. Who was it? Who was it? I want to say it was one of the fire signs. I could be wrong. Had the devil card in the same spot. I'm seeing it for you. So, it's here. It is here. But it has an interesting card matching it. So we'll see what we talk about. The first thing I'm seeing with the relationship is your partner has the death card here. They're going through something. Something is ending for them. Something major is ending for them. And I feel your energy moving away from them at that moment. I'm getting that I'm getting the Knight of Swords, which is a knight, definitely. But I'm feeling you're moving away from this person. I feel like you're out doing something else. I almost feel like you're blocking other people from getting to your partner. So I feel like you're blocking things from coming towards your partner because they're going through something that's ending. Now, when this is happening, I kind of feel like you're on autopilot. When I feel the Page of Wands for you and I feel the divine guidance here, you're just naturally doing things. It's not like you're... like a Gemini has a lot of thoughts going on anyway, but you're not really overly thinking what you're doing. I just feel like you got a lot of thoughts going on in your head, yes, but you're just kind of like, when something pops up, you just naturally react to kind of deflect things. I don't know how to say this other than, like, you're not expecting somebody to knock on the door, and you just react and you send them on their way. Or you're like, oh, okay, I'll help you with that. Or you call your partner and say, oh, can you pick this up from the store so that they don't end up coming home when this person is still here so you can get rid of them. But you're not thinking it through, like you're not like giving it a lot of thought, you're just kind of reacting, doing. So it's just kind of like, it's happening quick. Like things come in front of you, challenges happen in front of you, and you're just kind of reacting to it. Which seems to be working. But I'm also noticing here, your challenge card is the Eight of Wands. You might end up getting yourself in a pickle. You seem to be doing that, just reacting quickly. I'm feeling like it's the best thing, but they're saying the challenge card here is the Eight of Wands, which is connecting with that Page of Wands. Like, is this good? Should you not be doing that? Reacting quickly like that might cause you more problems down the road. Because it feels like it makes sense why you're doing it. It feels like a protective energy, to be honest. So I'm thinking you're doing this to protect your partner, but they're telling me, like, you doing these quick reactions and moving things around fast and just reacting quickly, I don't feel like that's working to your benefit or your partner's benefit. I actually feel like it's going to rebound in a worse... It's going to backlash. It's going to backlash on it is what I'm getting. So be careful of that. Because what I'm getting here is your partner doesn't seem to have any clue that you're doing that. The Moon card is on their side. I just feel like they're off looking at something else. They're dealing with whatever's ending. They're not really seeing what's going on. They're not seeing that you're helping them. And I feel like there's a lot of pent-up frustration here. It feels like there's pent-up frustration. And they're very caught up in whatever they're doing, and you're just trying to help. But I'm feeling like this is where that Devil card's going to kick in. I'm feeling like that's where this Devil card's going to kick in, because I feel like you're reacting. It makes sense why. And again, I'm getting that protective energy with you. Spiritually, you have the Emperor. the reason you're doing this is you're thinking this is best for everybody, especially your partner. You're trying to look out for the whole situation, giving your partner some space, giving them some breathing room, and you're feeling like if I can just deflect people off and make it a non-issue, it's just like they can have their space, and it's not going to be an issue. They'll just, I'll just deflect these people off. They'll come back later when my partner's more in a better mood or dealing with things a little better. It'll be fine. What happens? What happens is this. This is where this happened. This is the Devil card. Devil card with the friendships, because I feel like there's people you've deflected, and I feel like I feel like you're getting a backlash on it, and this is where that backlash is coming in. You didn't do anything. There was nothing, like, you didn't do anything in a negative way, but I feel like it's falling in on you, because people are getting upset. They're just like, why do you keep doing this? Or I have the right to talk to this person, or like people are coming at you strong, because I feel like you've made quick moves. You've deflected this one. You've deflected that one. You've moved things around. You've just made it so your partner has time on their own to do what they want. You've done it to the point where more than one person has been deflected, and I feel like they're all kind of grouping in, and like it's almost like an angry mob coming in at you. Because I feel the Devil card with the friendship is kind of like people feel like they need to be around him, her, they, whoever they may be, your partner. They feel they need to be around your partner to show support, and when you deflected them, they feel like you made it worse rather than better, and I feel like that's how it's coming at you. That was not at all your intention. It was not at all your intention, but that seems to be how it's colored coming back at you, that this is the backlash I was talking about. Now, I'm feeling like there's a lot going on here. This becomes a hubbub, is what I'm getting. Because your partner's reaction is the Nine of Swords. They're dragged right into it. They're dragged right into it. What happened, why, what you've been doing. Like, people are accusing this and that, and they're like, did you know your partner's been doing this? And I feel like that type of energy is going on. Granted, this is a general read, but if this is hitting with you, I feel like that's how this is coming out. And they're just kind of like, oh my god, what is happening? The Moon card is still in play is what I'm getting for them. They're just like, I feel like they're just frustrated with the whole situation, the fact that it's even happening. What happens next is, actually I feel like it's good, because I feel like your partner takes control of the situation, starts working it out with everybody. I feel like they are going to it in the sense of like, I feel like they might flat out just ask you why, and you'll just say, well, I thought you needed some time, so I was trying to buy you that time. I just feel like you're just flat out honest about why. And I feel like your partner is understanding that. I don't feel like they're upset with you. Is that correct? I don't feel like they're upset with you. I feel like they see why you did what you did. I actually think the way they're looking at this is the people coming back in an aggressive way, that they could just calm down a bit and that would make things better. Just a little understanding isn't necessary. I feel like the way your partner's looking at this is like, all right, let's work it out. They're seeing, I don't feel like they're upset with you. I don't feel like they're looking at it like you did something to cause problems. I feel like they're looking at it like you tried to make things better for them, and it just didn't work. But I'm getting what makes things better for you is the Ace of Cups, because I feel like your partner is like understanding and smoothing things out. And I feel like you're kind of looking at it like, oh, all right. I feel like this is another thing, making this a lot better, kind of like telling your partner, like, I thought I was doing something that was helping. I'm realizing that did not help, so I'm not going to do that again, but I'm sorry. What I really didn't want to do is make anything worse for you, and I feel like I did, and I'm really sorry about that. I feel like that's coming from you. Like, this backlashed on me, my intention was to make life easier for you, and I realized this just made it harder. And I feel like they're coming back at you like, no, I understand what you did, and I understand, like, that sounds like it sounds like a good idea on paper. I understand what's happening, but I'm thankful that, I have the love from you. It doesn't feel like they're upset with you. I don't know how it's exactly coming off. I don't feel like they're upset with you. But I feel like what's going on here for your partner, because they seem to be moving on to this energy, it seems like they have to take control of it. They have the Temperance with the Beauty card. I feel like what's going on here is it's going to take a while to simmer down these other people. But I feel like there's something about pressure here. Pressure from other people. People not liking that they were blocked. People getting more... It's almost like they're more bent out of shape that they were blocked rather than the situation itself. The fact that you were able to block them seems to tick them off more than the actual situation. And I feel your partner with the beauty is actually looking at the situation more realistically and kind of deciphering that. Like, are they more upset that they couldn't get to me, or the fact that you stopped them? Like, are they upset that they couldn't do what they wanted to do because they thought it was the right thing, or just the fact that they were able to be stopped? What are they more upset about, if that makes sense? Like, is it the whole reason behind it? Is the reason behind it because they felt that they really needed to talk to your partner, or are they mostly upset because they were legitimately stopped and they couldn't get through that, and that's what they're really mad about, the fact that they could be stopped? Your partner seems to be looking at this over time and trying to understand, like, what exactly were they mostly upset about? Because it seemed like they became more of a problem for your partner directly by getting all upset about it, rather than, like, I feel like the question in your partner's mind is, like, did you not realize getting all upset and having a big, angry mob mentality about this situation was just going to make things worse for me? Did you not realize that? Like, why did you do that? I feel like your partner's really starting to look at things a little closer and looking at certain people a little closer. Like, was their intention good or not so good? That's going to go over time. I feel like that's not dealing with you directly, but I feel like you're going to be definitely aware of what's going on. So maybe it's something you want to put in the back of your head that, like, your partner's kind of looking at some people a little more closely. Kind of like, are you upset because you couldn't talk to me, or are you upset because somebody had the power to stop you from talking to me? Like, what are you really upset about? All right, I think we're good for this. Let's do Gemini single. Messages for single Gemini. What do we got there for single Gemini? And the cards are thrown on the floor. Gemini energy seems like this is going well. I don't feel like that was a bad one. I feel like that was more about a heads up. Maybe that could be a little easier for you seeing it come in. Because I feel like if you see it preemptively before the backlash happens, you could probably give your partner a heads up. And that might go even easier for you. What do we have for single Gemini? Messages for single Gemini. I feel like this is moving fast already, but we'll find out. I feel like this is going to be a really quick, in the sense of, like, whatever's happening, from beginning to end, it all happens fast. Which is kind of weird, because you got the Knight of Pentacles over here. But I feel like it kicks forward really fast. It seems like it's out of the blue. That's it. Alright. You got the Death card at the bottom. You got the Magician in the environment. So the Magician is representing the person coming towards you. The Death at the bottom, I feel like this is a whole new person in your life. A whole new situation. I don't really feel a lot of history with this person. I don't feel like this is somebody who you've hung out with. Even if they've been around you, you don't really know this person. And I'm getting here with this person, there's some concerns about the Moon card, because it's all up to circumspection. You don't know anything about this person other than what they tell you. I don't feel like you have anything to really grasp to, like, prove left or right about who they are. All you know about them is what they tell you about them, is what I'm getting. The Moon card is telling me there's a lot of, like, questions. Especially, Geminis have a lot of questions anyway. That's a normal energy, in my opinion. There's just a lot, there's just so much that you don't know from the past, is what I'm getting with the Moon card. And I'm feeling like the reason the Moon card is explaining the past for this person, I feel like that inner knowing, like, you're like, eh. Like, there's that inner feeling, like, you don't feel comfortable, is what I want to say. It's almost like you want to ask certain questions, or no, you want to ask questions. You just don't know what those questions are. There's something to be unearthed here, something that's very important to the situation. You just don't know what it is. It's like you can't put your finger on it, but you're like, there's something here. There's something here I should know, but I don't know what exactly that is. And I feel like when this person's coming towards you, you have the Four of Swords, that feeling is stopping you from moving forward. Because you're just kind of like, there's something here that I just can't put my hand on. I know there's something, I just can't even think about the question I should be asking to find it out. But something is just sitting with you wrong, is what I'm getting. Now, I feel like this person's coming forward quickly. And they got the Four of Wands here with the Temperance. Like, they seem to be trying to get your attention. They want to be getting this... They want to see you regularly, right off the bat. I feel like if you see them you meet them on a Wednesday, they want to see you next Tuesday, and then another, like, once a week, and then it goes up to twice a week. Like, it's going fast, in my opinion. Like, before they're done talking to you, they're already talking about the next time and when they're going to pick you up, or where you're going to meet, or whatever. They seem to be trying to lock this in pretty quickly. But I feel like the Temperance with the Four of Wands is kind of like, it's going week by week. Like, if they meet you on a Wednesday, they're like, well, we should hang out Tuesday, and we should do this, and then but they're locking it in with that Four of Wands. It's kind of like Temperance is saying it's going over a period of time, but they keep locking in every next step. Does this make sense? I hope this is making sense, because it's going over a space of time, but they're locking it in, and this is the part that I feel like is coming in quickly. I feel like this is happening very fast. So when I was saying this seems to be jumping right off, I think is where I was starting with this. I think this is why. Because even though it seems like it's going off slowly, every time one date or situation ends, the next one is already planned or it locked in to happen. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. Because I feel like it's locking you in every time to see them again. They just keep guaranteeing you're going to see them again. And I'm getting the Strength card here for you, like you still don't feel comfortable with the situation. You seem to be agreeing, you're going along with things, but things seem to be there's something that just doesn't feel right here is what I'm getting. And that Strength card in your thoughts is kind of making me feel like you're like, all right, I'm going to hold on, I'm going to keep going. I don't see a reason to not do this. I do have an attraction to this person. It's just that something doesn't feel right. Now, what I'm getting here, your success comes in the future. The more this keeps happening, the more these planned moments keep happening. You have the Knight of Pentacles with the Wisdom. You're starting to edge into this other person's life. You're finding out, where they work, who they are. You're trying to meet people in their life. If you can't, that's a red flag, and I feel like you're catching on to that right off the bat. And you're like, that's where your questions are starting to go. The Knight of Pentacles with the Wisdom is telling me you're slowly finding ways to either get into their lives, meet people who already know them, or if you can't, you're like, all right, that's a red flag. I need to start asking questions around that way. You're finding your angle to get into this situation to find out what it is that's not sitting with you well. You got Wisdom with the Knight of Pentacles. It is taking you a while. It is taking a while. I feel like this is going to go over a series of months before this hits that next spot at the end here. But I feel like you're finally like slowly getting in and like something doesn't feel right to me, and I'm going to find out what it is. Wisdom with the Knight of Pentacles, you're digging in. You're like, if I have to find people they know, if I have to meet people they know, like where do they work? Why can't I meet anybody they know? Like we need to hang out with mutual friends. You're finding a way. And like if you can't seem to find people in common to hang out with, or he, she, they say, there is nobody, whatever, that's a red flag, and you're finding a way around things. You're finding a way to get the answers, because what I'm getting here is what ends this situation, and I do feel like it's going to end, is the Queen of Swords with a success, because at some point you get to the truth. There's something not right here. There's something really not right. And I'm getting like either a controlling energy or abusive in some respect. Something isn't right here, I'm telling you. This person just doesn't seem right to me. Something about this energy doesn't feel right. And if this reading is hitting with you, it's your initial reaction that something just doesn't feel right. You finally do, after a while, at the very least, you get to a point where if you can't meet anybody in their life, you're just like, this isn't right. Something isn't right with that. And you're ending the situation. Because you got the Queen of Swords where you're trying to talk it out with this person. You're forcing answers. But the success is, I feel, you walking away, because that feeling inside of you is just saying, this isn't right. Something isn't right. And at the end here, it's either you get the answers to find out the truth, which is going to lead you to an end, or if this other person just flat out shutting it down and like, I'm not telling you that stuff, that's still going to shut it down, is what I'm getting. I think the kicker with this one is, though, if you're having that feeling the whole way through that something isn't right, because I'm getting this again, the Nine of Swords at the top, which I didn't show till just now, I'm realizing. The whole way through, I feel like you're just feeling like something isn't right. Like something is amiss. And you're just having that nagging feeling in that pit of your stomach, like, I just don't feel like something's right. I just feel like something's off balance. And I feel when you're moving on at the end here, that feeling's been there for so long, it's not hard for you to move on at that point because it's been there for so long and you just don't want to deal with this anymore because something just feels off to you, which is why even if you can't get the answers you want, if this person's just blocking or shutting the door, like, I'm not going to tell you that stuff, end game. I'm not going to have this feeling anymore. I feel like something's not right here. You're not giving me answers. I'm out. Or I feel like the other way is you're asking questions and you're seeing right through any type of lie, and you're finally getting the truth about what it is they're running away from or what it is they're trying to hide, and you're like, oh, well, I'm out. And that's that. I think we're good there. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.